YouTube channel of ProEnzo's Vidz, and this is the Ankle Breaker podcast, episode 36. So, 36 episodes in, and it's going to be a very big show because we've got a lot to talk about. We've got basically our sides playing each other this weekend, obviously Manly versus Dragons, and that's going to be huge, I think, for both our sides. So, we will talk about the game ahead and preview it. And all of the three topics we've got today, but we mainly talk about, will be interesting ones. We're going to go through the Storm's issues. We're going to go through the West Tigers moving Hastings to lock, and we're going to go through two coaches that are under pressure, and maybe if one of them will be sacked, and if they should stay or not. We'll just give our opinions on that. But welcome back, and hope you all enjoy the show coming up. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and please subscribe to Rugby League Round Up's YouTube channel as well. His link is in the description down below. It does good content for his channel, so I would recommend you check him out as well. But without further ado, Rugby League Round Up, how are you, by the way? And good to have you back on the show.
Been really well. Just relaxing through the holidays, back at school today, so a bit painful with that, but got that over and done with, and just chilling now, and can't wait for this podcast. So I'm doing pretty good, bro. And also, you could be pretty happy too at the moment because it looks like Kieran Foran is set to backflip on the Titans deal.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yep.
But he might not stay. Yeah, he might not stay at Manly though, because apparently we're already planning for the future with Schuster at 5'8", so he might go to another club. But if Foran was to stay at Manly, I wouldn't mind it. But we'll see what happens. But it's good Rugby League Roundup. I'm going good as well. Obviously, I saw you today, so obviously both go back today, but it's all good. And I hope everyone in the live chat's going well as well. We've got 8 people watching the live stream within 2 minutes, so that's pretty good actually. That's 8 people in 2 minutes is something I can't complain about. I'm gonna go through who's here at the moment. So we've got Warriors NRL Fanatics in the chat. How's it going, Warriors NRL Fanatics? Luke Melton Storm fan, he's here as well. Got Jason Reeder in the house. Faraz Alarm says predicted top 8 finish. It's hard to tell. I think the top 6 is set, but probably 7th to 8th is where it's not going to be set just yet. We've also got Cody Games PlayStation here as well. Good to see you, Cody. And like I said, make sure to subscribe to my channel and subscribe to Rugby League Round Up's YouTube channel if you haven't already. But we're just going to go into the topics now. So topic number 1, we've got as always, the round 18 NRL 2022 review. So we're going to review the round it was. Rugby League Roundup, I thought it was a really good round of footy, actually. I thought some of the games this weekend were really good. I think just looking at some of the quality of the contests, they were pretty close and there were actually a lot of points scored. I thought Dogs and Souths last night was pretty good with, how Dogs turned up and really won the game there. Look, Dragons and Roosters was a good first half, but just in the second half, Roosters were just, all one-sided pretty much. And then I thought Titans and Broncos was okay. That could have gone down to the wire as well. But just your general thoughts on the round, bro. What did you think of it?
First of all, I'll start by saying some of the referees need to be sacked from this week. Not the Dragons referee. I think Chris Butler needs to start refereeing better and lose some of that weight that he's got on him because, he can't run for shit. He can't even get on side himself. So him giving 6 again is the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. So he's got to go. So I'm start off by saying that. I thought Sunday itself was really entertaining. I thought Raiders Storm was a pretty good match. Rabbitohs Bulldogs was a good entertaining match as well. And the Panthers versus Tigers was basically a reserve grade Panthers side. Still somehow beat the Tigers. The Saturday games, the first 2, I'm not happy with the first game, obviously. The Eagles one was good till like the 50th minute, and then Eagles just blew them out of the park. And then, the Broncos Titans was good as well. I didn't watch the Eagles Warriors game, but I did watch the Cowboys Sharks. Obviously, Cowboys had reserves, so I did. I forgot to change my tip to the Sharks that one. But, that was a fairly decent game to watch as well. Good round.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Yeah, it was a good round, and I think, like you said, I think all the games were pretty decent, especially the Sunday fixtures where Canberra upset Melbourne too, which was obviously a game that, I had a feeling that Canberra could win. I had a feeling they could turn up because their record is actually pretty good in Melbourne, but just went with Melbourne because Munster was back. But Storm was still struggling with still struggling, despite having him back. So I don't know what yeah, well, we'll talk about Melbourne obviously, but yeah, they're in a bit of trouble, aren't they? Yeah, obviously Manly beating Knights was good. I was supposed to go to that game, but had was busy that day, so I couldn't go. But I'll be going to many more Manly games this year. More vlogs on me going to the games will come out as well. And then yeah, I think Friday's games were okay. Sharks obviously too clinical with Cowboys missing players. Um, then you got Parramatta and yeah, Parramatta and Warriors. Warriors were good, but they only played the last 5 minutes of the match, and that's where they turned up only. So no, I agree. It was a good round of footy, and if we're thinking next round, round 19 can get even better, it will, because I think the games there are going to be so tough to tip. I don't think anyone's going to get 8 out of 8 next week. That's for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so look, talking about the Storm now, so top number two. Yeah, look, obviously they're on a 3 game losing streak. They seem to be struggling with many things, Melbourne. We all thought Munster was a big loss and they could win without Munster, but I think even with him back, they seem to be struggling. Like, they seem to making many more errors than they used to. They're giving away more six agains, and this is unlike Melbourne, because Melbourne are never really a team that's had their discipline ever be so bad before. But just for the last 3 weeks since they lost to Manly, and now yesterday's lost to Canberra, they've really struggled, I think. And I don't know what it is. Maybe the origin periods hurt them a bit, where the players aren't fit enough. Possibly, injuries are hurting them with no Coates and no Reem Smith. Like, what's going on? I don't understand. Rugby League Round Up. What do you think about the Storm, bro? What's the issues there?
Um, it may sound like just sounds like it's just injuries, but I'm going to say this right now. Remus Smith is out, so that's one big loss. Coates, Welsh, Munster's obviously been off during the Origin break, and still getting back into club, and he came back from COVID. Pappenhausen just redid his knee again, so that's another injury. Obviously Brandon Smith out, but I think, like, if when they come back, when obviously Pappenhausen's gone for the season, but when Brendan Smith and Coates and that come back into the side, I think they'll be like back to normal. I think they'll start winning games again. I just think it's like they got to combine with the spine again really well, because obviously that spine, Munster, Grant, and Hughes, and obviously Pappenhausen, who's gone now again, haven't really had the chance to gel this year. They've all had injuries of some sort, or even just been out due to Origin. Um, but yeah, I think they'll come back Storm, and they'll still make the finals in my opinion. But I think, yeah, just injuries. They're not coping with it well like they used to last year and the years before, when they were just a really, really dominant team. They're still a dominant team, but they just can't cope with the injuries. I'm assuming. So yeah, that's where I think it's gone wrong. They're just not coping well.
Yep, no, I agree with the injury part. I think people are starting to forget how much of a loss Reece Smith really is. I think Smith's a big loss in Coates, in my opinion, only because Smith really keeps that right edge so intact, and like, he's just a great defensive centre in general. So I think they're missing him, and with no disrespect to Marion Seve or Dino and Mia, but those two guys are just backup players at best, and they're struggling to play week in, week out. So I think the better Coates and Smith come back, the more we'll probably see a better Storm sort of side. Um, but I don't know. It's really weird to think that they're making so many errors and giving away so many six agains, because I know that Storm's injuries have hurt them, but you can't blame injuries on them making so many errors and knock-ons and whatever. Like, it's not actually like Melbourne, and I don't know why it's happened. Maybe it's a fitness issue, like I said, with the Origin players, and how Origin period might be hurting them a little bit. maybe. Maybe just yeah, maybe there's something going on there. I doubt anything's going to go on in Melbourne, but you never know. But it's pretty weird to see Melbourne make that many errors and give away 70 penalties because yesterday against Canberra, they gave away 70 penalties that you wouldn't normally see from Melbourne. So, whatever it is, I'm sure Bellamy's going to fix it. He'll probably get the Storm back on track, winning more games eventually. They probably will turn up against South. So I do reckon they'll turn up against South. So if they lose four in a row, I'll be shocked. I'm just going to say right now, if they lose four in a row, I'll be shocked. So I expect Melbourne to turn up on Saturday, but yeah, it's not looking good. Not looking good, especially with the players are slow out and the discipline. I think that's a real issue, but they'll fix it, I reckon. Now moving on to the third topic, which is one that it's very controversial. It is very controversial, and I hate it. To be honest, I really hate the fact that Tigers have done this. But Jackson Hastings has moved to lock. He played out yesterday and Sunday against the Panthers. Really don't like it. I really don't. I don't think it's his position. I think what the Tigers want is they want that third half on the field just to maybe strengthen their attack a little bit. But look, Hastings is an organising player, and if he stays at lock for too long, it's going to really confuse Brooks and Dewey with who's the main man in that team to lead them. Because I think that's going to be an issue. But what do you think, Rugby League Round Up? Do you like the fact Jackson Hastings is at lock, or would you say that he should go back to halfback? Because at the moment they're going to keep him there, as Team Michelle wants to keep him there for Season 2.
I like Hastings at halfback, and I think Luke Brooks' time's up in the NRL. I don't know how he's played 180 blood games of NRL. I really don't know how he's played 180 games. But I think Luke Brooks needs to go. He needs a fresh start somewhere else. Super League, Dolphins, Knights, anywhere. Just get him a fresh start at a new club because it's clearly not working, like we've all said for the last 4 or 5 years. It's just not working. And he made 40 meters yesterday from like 6 runs, and he missed 5 tackles. So that's just like trash. And even I thought Jackson Hastings 41 tackles and he made 160 meters. So he had 24 touches of the ball, which is 16 more than what Luke Brooks had. So that tells you how organising Jackson Hastings is. He wants to control the game. He wants to lead the Tigers to a win. Whereas Luke Brooks doesn't know how to do that, doesn't know how to control the game. So, you know what? If I was the Tigers, which I'm not and I can't make their decisions, but if I was making their decisions, I'd be putting Luke Brooks in reserve grade, playing Jackson Hastings in the halfback with Adam Dewey at number 6. That's what I'd be doing. Personally, I think Luke Brooks just, he's basically become the scapegoat because everyone rated him so much when he was a young player at the Tigers, and he did look good when he was a young player, but it just hasn't worked in first grade. It just has not worked at all. So yeah, I think time's up for him. He just needs to get dropped, and I guess give him some time in reserve grade. And if you know what he's doing well in reserve grade, then maybe consider playing him. But if he's not, then yeah, that's why I'd get rid of him. He's just missing too many tackles. Not his defensive reads aren't the best, and he doesn't really provide much to them in attack, in my opinion. He does not provide much for them. They need a spark. They need someone to spark, and I think Jackson Hastings and Dewey would combine well with Laurie as well. So yeah, that's why I'd drop Brooks.
Yeah, no, well said. And Nick says Luke Brooks is the new Ash Taylor. Well, I can't disagree because I think Luke Brooks is definitely failing as a halfback week by week, and I really think that it's embarrassing that Tigers are still playing him. I just proven to be a failure and has proven that he's not the answer going forward because he's been there for what 9 years now since 2013. Next year will be 10 years, which is unbelievable, and still. He still hasn't played finals yet in those 10 years if he stays at the club next year. But honestly, I just can't believe that they've still trying to make something work around around Brooks because, they've tried so much with Brooks and making it work, but he hasn't worked out. I think he needs a fresh start, like you said. He needs to go to the club. Obviously, he wants to revive his career. But with Hastings now, Hastings is not a lock. There's no way that role's going to work for him going forward because the thing is, right, Jackson Hastings came to the Tigers as a dominant halfback. He was the guy that was supposed to be leading the club. Obviously, that's what he was there for, be a real halfback and lead the club. But, he's not even playing that real position now. And, in the media, he says he's going to enjoy the new lock role. Like, that's what I saw on the Tigers thing. But, you can say so much behind a screen, but, you could be feeling different about other things as well. So, and Jackson Hastings was unhappy a couple of weeks ago about Michael Maguire leaving the club. So, um, yeah. So look, I think for Hastings' sake, I think Hastings needs to play halfback, and hopefully, what Tim Sheens and Brett Camoy right now need to do is definitely play him back in his real position. But for what it looks like, they're going to play him at lock. So I don't like it. I really don't. I really don't like it. And in the Super League, if you watch the Super League, people that are watching right now, you'd see how good he was being a dominant halfback over there for Salford, and just seeing what he could do over there. But he's obviously playing lock now, so we'll see how it goes for another week. But his second half wasn't too bad, like Nick said in the chat there. Just a question, Rugby League Round Up. If Hastings was to stay at lock, where would that mean for people like John Offahangawi? Do you think Offahangawi would leave the club because he was killing it at lock before Hastings moved there?
Yeah, he was great at lock. He was really good. He's a consistent player. I like Joe Offengawi. Personally, I think there's clubs out there that need some forwards, and if they're playing him at front rower, which I didn't really watch the Tigers game much, but I don't think he did as great as he did in lock. But he still did quite well, but he missed 8 tackles actually, so you know. I think it was more solid in lock as well. He ran hard, and he provided a lot for Hastings to do. And I think if he was lock, he'd help out with that spine they have with Hastings and Laurie and Dewey there. I think they'd really play well off the back of him. So yeah, I really think he's underrated off Ngawi, and
Yeah.
it's just a shame because of how consistent he was, and now they're moving him into the front row where he's not really into that position at all. So, yeah, I think he actually may move on. I don't know when his contract ends. I believe it ends next year, this year, next year. I think one of the two. Yeah, I definitely think he's going to want to leave if he's playing at front row consistently. So, yeah, I think he will leave.
Yeah, no, I think he'd go Super League or someone like that. To be honest, I don't think many NRL clubs would sign him. Yeah, but Tigers have no idea. They really have no idea. Okay, on to the second last week now. So this is about the two coaches, actually, the two coaches for Knights and the Titans, Adam O'Brien and Justin Holbrook. So, yeah, look, obviously last year, as we know, the Knights and Titans made the finals last year, 2021. Both these sides were really, really, well, not really, really good, but were better than what they were currently this time last year as they made finals. And, I don't get it. What's wrong with both sides now? Like, Knights were obviously I had both Titans and Knights missing the top 8 this year, but I didn't expect them to fail that badly. I think Knights were very disappointing actually, since they've got a better team than Titans in my opinion. Like with Ponga, Saifi brothers, Clemmer and Bradman Best, Gagai with a new signing, as him being the new signing too. Like I don't understand what's going on with Newcastle. I mean, it's disappointing to see them do this bad. But as for Titans, I sort of saw them failing pretty badly coming, but didn't think they'd get the spoon though, which it's a real possibility now. So I really don't know what to say, but can we really blame the coaches though when it's the players that are playing, making tackles and running the ball? Like, what do you think, Rugby League Roundup? Do any of these coaches need to be sacked, and if so, which one?
I feel like Adam O'Brien will get the sack. Unfortunately, I think he's a good coach. He's been through a lot of smart systems, and he's gone through Melbourne. He's gone through other clubs with smart coaches as well. So look, he's definitely a smart coach, Adam O'Brien, but he's just not making it work with the Knights. And I also think a part of that problem is the halfback. Now, I love Adam Clune, um, and I think he's a great player, but he's not a starting number 7 in my opinion. I don't think he can direct the team at this. He's too inexperienced. He's 38 games into his career, so I think they just need a halfback. I think that's the problem because if you look at their forward pack, Clemmer, Saifidi brothers, Frizzell, Fitzgibbon, Mitchell Barnett, they have a strong forward pack. They have a really strong forward pack there. And also, if you look at their backline players, Dominic Young, Edric Lee in the wings, the centres are Anari Tuala and Dane Gagai, so that's strong too. And then you got fullback Ponga, Milford in the halves, who's gone next year to the Dolphins, and Jaden Brayley, who's come back from a horrific injury. I still think he's a really good player. So they have a lot of good players, but it's just not going right for the poor guy, and he probably will get the sack. But also, I'm just going to say something about the Titans here. The Titans like to sack coaches, so I will not be surprised if they sack Justin Holbrook soon, because they want things to work. They want to be in the top 8. They expected to be in the top 8 this year. They didn't get that because their halves are inexperienced. They have no direction on the field. They have two different fullbacks. One that's consistently playing in the halves, but now because of Jaden Campbell being out, he's playing in fullback, which I think is his right position. But Tanner Boyd, Toby Sexton, Aaron Clark, and Aaron Booth, they can't tell me that that's a spine because that's just like there's no experience in that spine. Only one that's played over
Yeah,
50
exactly.
games. The only one that's played over 50 games is AJ Brimson, and yet he's still not old enough to be a leader. He's 24 years old. So, yeah, look, I just think they need an experienced player. I think they need a couple of experienced players. They've already signed Kieran Foran. Like I mentioned before, he probably might backflip and go to another club, but we'll just wait and see what happens with that. Toby Sexton's still young and hasn't really done much in terms of help them win because they're dead last or 15th on the table. Look, his kicking game says 23 forced dropouts, and that may look good on stats, but he's just when you're not getting the win, it really doesn't matter, does it? So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, I just think they need good halves. I think they need a director around that field because if they do, their forward pack is very lethal. It's a very lethal forward pack with Fodawaka, Fafita, Fermor, Fasul Malawi. I think even Jolliffe off the bench is quite a strong player as well. So look, they've got a good forward pack. They just need some direction around the field, and unfortunately, Justin Holbrook probably won't get the chance from the Titans to stay for another year and help make that squad play finals because I think he's a good coach. So
Yeah, yeah,
he's won premierships at St Helens. He's helped them. I think he's won
yeah.
two. I think. Um,
Two.
yeah, he's won 2 premierships. So if they're trying to tell us he's a shit coach, that's wrong. I think this is the Titans' fault. You've got Mal Meninga there who should be really doing more, and
Yeah,
he's
exactly.
he's not doing enough. And they're not getting the best out of their marquee players, which is just quite simply the players on the field's fault. It's not really the coach's fault. You can't say the coach tells Fafita to go out there and play like crap because
Exactly.
he tells him he goes out. He says, run the ball hard, break your tackles, hold the ball, do those simple things that he just usually did at the Broncos. But it's not working because the players on the field are not doing it, not helping him with it. So yeah, I think they just need experienced players on the field. That's in my opinion. So he probably will get the sack, Holbrook, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, I really hope not. And yeah, thanks for the opinion there. But yeah, with Holbrook, I really don't hope. I really hope he doesn't get the sack because he's definitely not the main issue of the Gold Coast Titans. I don't know. This was his decision or it was the club's decision or whoever it was, but whoever made the decision to let an experienced halfback in Jamal Fogarty leave it at the start of the season and make Toby Sexton, who's a rookie half, only played like what under 10 games at the time, making the main halfback for the team, and expecting him to do so much for the side. That's an awful call because I think Fogarty was actually going all right at the times last year, but had to let him go for no reason because I had that Toby Sexton coming up, but that was a really bad call. So it's smart how they've signed Kieran Fournier for experience, but as you said, Foz might backflip, so I don't know where he'll go. It's not Manly though, I can tell you that much. But yeah, look, I'll start with Newcastle just quickly. I think Knights must keep O'Brien. O'Brien's obviously got Knights to 2 straight finals matches. Obviously, they haven't done much in finals, but that's really on the players that they can handle the big occasions. No offense, but Ponga has gone missing in finals a couple of times. Just I think the team in general just hasn't stood up, and I think Knights are like Titans with the halves situation. They let go of Mitchell Pearce, who's the most experienced half. Went to Catalan's Dragons. He's killing it over there actually, and they make Adam Clune, who was a fringe first grader at the Dragons, who was only getting a couple of games there, and they expect him to be, the new Pearce and be that guy who leads them to victory in every time, which is not the case. So without any good pair of halves, and without any experienced halves, you're not making the finals. That's a guarantee right there. But yeah, look, I really think that the Knights must keep O'Brien, and I think the Titans will keep Holbrook, but I'm not going to keep him, like you said. They're probably going to sack him and not going to, wait any more time, unfortunately, which is wrong. It is wrong. So yeah, that's what I think there. But we are going to go on preview now. I was supposed to do this at the start of the obviously the show, but just decided to do it right now. And so this is the official Manly vs Dragons round 19 match preview. So like we said at the start, it's obviously my club versus Billy's club. So I think it's the first time we're probably going to do a preview together on the game. I don't know if we did one last year or something. We probably did. Yeah, we did. I think lockdown last year, but yeah, on your channel, I think. But this is one on my channel now. So, look, Rugby League Round Up. Just I'm not gonna give my tip actually because my tips are saved for tomorrow. But just give us your anytime try scorers, your first try scorer, and just what do you think about the Dragons heading into this game? Like, what do you think the Dragons need to do in order to beat Manly and shut players down?
Okay. So, starting off, I think what we need to do to win tomorrow on Friday 6 p.m., we need to hold the ball, which we did reasonably well on Saturday, except for a couple of errors. We can't let DCE and Ruben Garrick roam around the field because that's danger signs already. If you're letting them run, even those second rowers, like you just can't let them like move, have a good go forward because if they make 50 meters a set, then that's trouble. Also, I think we need to contain, like I said, contain DCE, and I think we just need to not choke in the second half because the more we just like play, it just gets worse every time. Even the Rabbitohs game where we won by 20 points, we didn't do anything in the second half. To be honest, we did not do anything in the second half. So I think we need to get our second halves right. We need to get our first half right, which we pretty much do every time. We always go in with a lead at halftime. So that's really not our problem, the first half. It's more of that second half fatigue. We just need to keep going. We need to keep grinding the match out. We need to score some points. We need to score with the footy. So, and on Friday, we're going to need to score a lot with the footy as well. So, yeah, we can't really concede. So just defend well and don't get lazy through the middle because that's what's going to let Manly win like they did on Saturday in previous games. So that's what I go with. Like that's what I personally say to them. Also at home, I feel like we want to fire up for our fans. How many are going to be there? I know Manly fans are going.
I might.
Plenty of them. There's going to be plenty of Manly fans going that I already know of. Yeah, so it's going to be a good match. And I think my first try scorer, I'm going to go with Cody Ramsey. I think, he's been really, really strong for us. I think he's a great fullback. Last year he did get some fullback games, but never played there in the preseason. So now he got preseason training at fullback, and he gets his defensive numbers right sometimes. You still got to work on it, obviously, but his spark is just like really, really good. He's assists, he's try scorer. So yeah, he's my first try scorer, and my anytime try scorers. I'm gonna go Ben Hunt, Ruben Garrick. I'm going to go Jack Bird, Daly Cherry Evans, Homoli, and Blake Laurie. I think Blake Laurie needs to get one at home for the fans, just for the fans. It'd be a meme. So, yeah,
Well,
that's what.
no offense, but it says a lot about our defensive, like Blake Laurie's score. Like that's point to. No offense, but I mean, he has to, one day he has to score against. I think he has to score for Dragons at home one day because
One
he
day.
scored it at Belmore, so it has to be at Cogra or Wollongong.
He almost
Just yeah. What were you gonna say?
he almost did it against Manly in round 3 last year.
Oh yeah, he did too. Yeah, I remember that. He was unlucky
So,
not to get there in the end.
yeah.
Um, just National Sports Lawyers asked you something. He says Moses Sully against his old club will he score? But is he even going to play because his foot or ankle?
It depends. He did, like I said to ProEnzo earlier today, he rolled his ankle in the match, and he looked really positive when he was training outside of Central Coast Stadium. He was doing his
Yeah,
warm-ups, he's doing his training thing. He looked really good. But I guess we just decided to rest him. I think we'll give him a couple of days rest from Saturday. Obviously, he had to come into the review on Sunday to watch the game over and see where they made mistakes. But I think Monday to Tuesday and Wednesday, I think they're going to rest him, and then they're going to get him in for the captain's run on Thursday and play him on Friday. I think that's what will happen if he's likely to play. That's what will happen. And will he score? Well, he's been really, really strong, and whoever's defending him, if he does play, I
Holder.
don't. Is it Kohler?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, it is. Yeah,
that's gonna be a good battle. That
it will be.
if it was Morgan Harper right there, like he's been really good in defense the last couple of weeks, but if he was gonna have another bad defensive game against a really good strike center, it'd probably be against Sully because he's just
Probably.
really strong. Because you've watched him play at Manly for about 60 to 80 games, and
Yeah.
he's just an absolute machine.
He's a gun. He's a gun. Just he needs to be consistent, I think. But he's been
Yeah,
going good for Dragons this year.
yeah.
So yeah, look, we'll see if he plays, but it's gonna be interesting to see where this game does go though. Okay, so look, my anytime trial scorers, or actually my first trial scorer, I'll go with. I'm gonna say that Christian Tuipulotu will score the first try. I think he's been scoring pretty much every game he's played, and it's for anyone that does sports bet or whatever out there, you have to pick Tuipulotu every week for the try scorer because he's just scoring every week. So I think he'll get the first try. And anytime try scorers, I'm going to go with Ruben Garrick to get one, like you said. I think Kay Ramsey will score since he's scoring every week as well. I think Lomax will score a try. And I can also see probably a Moan close line will get a score as well. I like a Moan actually for a try in this game. Just I think he'll do like a step closer line and probably score, to be honest. And if I'm going to go one more, I'm probably going to go with Saab for a try. He's been in a lot better form actually. I tell you what, I reckon the Dragons fans will give it to him. They are going to give it to him probably.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah. First game back at Jubilee for him, so
Yeah, it
I
is.
don't know. I don't know what the fans' reaction is going to be. To be honest, I want to boo him personally. I think he's a great player, but I just feel like the fans are going to boo him, so I'm ready for it. Um, I don't think they're going to boo DCE for the Queensland
No.
because we've got a Queenslander too. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah. I think Jason Saab's going to get all the attention from Dragons fans, and we'll see how he goes on Friday because it is going to be scary if he catches all those bombs.
Well, I mean that's true. I mean, I think he'll have a good game. I think he will, but just he's got to just keep it consistent. So yeah, that's my first anytime try scorers there. How Manly beat the Dragons? look, I think we just got to stick to what we play best as. We obviously love playing for the middle. We love moving the ball through the middle. I think Ruben Garrick's starting to find that fullback position a lot better now. He's starting to actually play like Tom a bit, like getting more involved with the ball, passing the ball often, and I think he's really adapting to that role. DC had a good game last week against Newcastle. Hopefully, he can back it up, as well as Foreign. Those two are playing good footy. And look, I think we just need to play a strength footy. Our forwards are obviously killing it. Like Aloye is leading our forward pack. He's our new enforcer, as well as Ola Kawatu. Then I think Kempy's playing okay. Sipley's doing his job. And Tapau's obviously slowing down, but he still gives it a go. But look, we don't have to change our game too differently because I think the way we play usually works. So hopefully we just keep consistent with that form now. But it should be a good game. May the best team win.
May the best team win, bro.
And on to the fifth and final topic now of the Ankle Breaker podcast. This is our team of the week. So pretty tough for me to pick my best team. I don't know about you, but yeah, it was tough. So Rugby League Round Up, who was your player of the round, and give us your team of the week.
My player of the round was Joseph Manu this week. Unfortunately, the bloody guy just tore us to shreds. Can't say much else. So yeah, he's my player of the week. My fullback, Latrell Mitchell. My wingers are Mike Acevo and Jason Saab. My centers are Jesse Ramian and Declan Casey, who I thought redeemed himself really well in that game. My halves, obviously Manu and then Daly Cherry Evans. And then my front row is James Fisher-Harris and Joey Tarpany. My number 9 is Reid Marnie. My back rowers are Viliami Kikau and Isaiah Papali'i. My lock is Jason Taumalolo, and my bench is Ben Hunt, Victor Radley, Zach Hosking, and Paul Vaughan.
That's a good side, actually. That's a really good team. Actually, that's pretty well said. So thanks for that. As for my player of the round to start off with, I'm going to give it to. I agree with you. I think Joseph Manu gets it for me. The way he played at 5'8" in a position where he doesn't play often, he played so well, and I think like we talked about in the green room, this could be a new position going forward. Like, you never know with Joseph Manu. If Luke Keary keeps getting injured, and hopefully not, but if he was to keep missing games, I think Manu could cement a full-time 5'8" spot maybe. But he's my player of the week for round 18. But that's my team of the week now. So I've got fullback Ruben Garrick. My wingers are Jason Saab and Alex Johnson. My centers are Jesse Ramian and James Shillier from the Raiders. My halves are Joseph Manu and Adam Reynolds. Props Josh Papali'i and James Fisher-Harris. My hooker is Mitchell Kenny. And back rows are Zach Hoskin, Andrew Davey, and my locks Victor Radley. Then my bench is Declan Casey, Corey Waddell, Joe Tarpany, and Hudson Young. So that is our team of the week there and our player of the round as well. But look, episode 36 wraps up there, everyone. So thanks for watching the channel, and thanks for watching us for another Ankle Breaker podcast episode. It means a lot. And Rugby League Round Up, thanks for coming on again. It was a good episode.
Yeah, very good episode. I agree, and thank you once again. And if you haven't subscribed already and you're in the chat, make sure to do so to ProEnzo's Vidz. He's a wonderful channel, and also buy his membership. It's I think it's down below where his channel is. So yeah, I think you can join there. It's for $4.99. So yeah, make sure to do so.
Yeah, actually remind me of that one. So, if you're not a member already, I'd hope you can maybe sign up if you're considering it. I've got 2 memberships. Got the silver membership, which only costs $5, I think. I don't know how I forgot that, but it's at $5, I think, and the gold one's $7.99. So, look, you pick whatever one's right for you, and it's linked in the description down below. So make sure to go and check it out if you are considering becoming a channel member of ProEnzo's Vidz. But anyway, everyone, that brings end to the Ankle Breaker podcast, episode 36. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and subscribe to both our channels. And see you next time. Laters, everyone.